G'day everyone, and welcome back to Waterfall Gully. So I've been here for an hour or so now, and I went over all the ground I was on yesterday, double checking it all, and I got two more tiny little nuggets that I missed. So today I'm coming up the head of the gully to check out around the workings. But I'm sure some of you are starting to wonder, where's this waterfall in Waterfall Gully? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, there is no waterfall in Waterfall Gully, but I'll tell you how it got its name. So when Jackie and I first walked in here, we looked up the creek, up into that area, and saw all those rocks up there. And it was still fairly grassy at the time, and we hadn't seen any old timers workings in this area, so we just thought, yeah, it was just a real rocky zone. And it was Jackie that actually said, during the wet season, that'd be a little waterfall. But what we didn't realise is that's actually all old timers diggings and not a waterfall at all. Didn't take us long to realise what was going on. So I'll take you for a walk up there and I'll show you what the old timers have done. Let's go. Rightio, so I'm almost down in front of where I was standing before, and this is where the old timers workings really kick in. You can see behind me here we've got a stone pitch wall, and then even down on that next inside bend it's pitched and there's a few throw out piles. They got some okay gold in here. But it's this stuff up above me I really want to show you. So let's go for a walk. Rightio, this is the section of the creek the old timers really did some work on. You can see all this rubble up here behind me. That's all their throwouts and their stone pitching. This would have all been pitched, but I'd say this area's collapsed. And we did pretty well up in this area when we first found it. We got a lot of small gold. But being so rocky and open, I don't feel like I'm going to find much that we didn't get the first time around. But I'm going to explore it anyway. But before I do that, let's go for a walk and have a bit of a check out what the old timers did up here. So you can see their theory was get all the rock out of the middle of the creek, throw it up on the banks and get to the pay dirt. Pretty simple theory. So you can see up in here though, there's a beautiful stone pitch wall, nice and long. They did a lot of work in here. They must have been getting good gold. Well, we did all right, so I reckon they did too. But right up here is the head of the gully. We're just about as high as it goes. Now, the interesting thing was that once we got done with this gully and got to the top, we dropped over the saddle of that hill. And on the other side of that hill, that gully had gold in it as well. So we're thinking an old creek or a river flowed over this part of this hill, this low section in here. But for the life of us, we can't find gold up there anywhere. Perhaps it was so long ago that all the gold's made it back into the gullies. Anyway, enough of the virtual tour. Let's go find some gold. Rightio, my skid plate just fell off, so I'll tape it back on. So I've been working up through these diggings for a little bit now. I haven't got a signal yet, so that's both good and bad. It means first time round we got most of the targets or all of the targets so far, which means we did a thorough job. But at the same time, I'm not getting any extra gold, so I'll quickly zoom up through the rest of it, and then I'll move on to the hills around it, or maybe the next gully over, and just see if there's a little run somewhere there. Get a few grams away for the day would be good. These two little ones I've got in my pocket right now certainly aren't going to weigh too much. So, and after such a great day yesterday though, I'm not complaining. I mean, this is prospecting. We have our good and bad days. And yesterday was a great day, and today's been pretty quiet so far, but I've still got a few hours up my sleeve yet before I have to get too worried. Get this skid plate back on. So, rightio. All right, back to it. Hopefully this time, put some gold in the jar. Rightio, so I've worked up all the way through the gully, past the workings, out to the very head of the gully. You can see that's the end of it. Now, like I said, the gully on the other side of this hill, it held gold as well. But the problem was, the old timers camped up here on this flat ground between the two gullies. So first target I've got in this whole area, bit of rusty tin. And unfortunately, when I picked this up, It's telling me there's a whole lot of rusty tin there. So I'll persevere through this junk for a little bit on the good looking spots. You know, I'll concentrate on this little hollow in this hill here. Maybe this very end of that washout, just places that gold's most likely to end up. So it's worth taking a bit of junk just to see. But anyway, I've only got 2 more little nuggets for the day, which sort of sucks because I don't have much gold in my jar. But it does mean we were pretty thorough the first time through these diggings. So the best thing I can do now is spread out. I'll do this little area and then I'll bunny hop all the way behind me, right down in over these hills, down to the next gully that runs down to that main system, and do it all over again. Hopefully it's got some gold for me. Righto, so not much of a weigh-in today, but I will do a quick weigh-in when we get back and see how I went. Unless I hit something decent between here and the end of the day. Still plenty of time left yet. Righto, well that's that. Not a great win today, but that's prospecting for you. That's why we call it prospecting and not promising. No one's promising you a wage in this game. But that's all right, that's the way we like it really. Keeps us on our toes. Anyway, Waterfall Gully. As far as I'm concerned, it's done. Because you can get gullies that are done, but once they're done, you don't need to come back. Like I said, we first found this gully about 5 months ago, so it's been on my mind ever since then, knowing that when we get back there, we'll probably get a bit. And we did, so happy days. Righto, that's the end of today's prospect. So I'm off home for a shower and a feed, bit of a relax and work out where I'm going to go tomorrow. Cheers for coming along, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the ride. We'll do a weigh-in when I get back, but won't be dropping any jaws today, that's for sure. Righto, see yous. Righto, so Waterfall Gully's done now. You see that's today's grand total. 2 tiny little nuggets. So let's put them on, see how we went. 0.12 for that one and 0.2. So I covered fuel today. But more to the point now, that gully's out of my mind. I don't have to think about it, to worry about it anymore. It's on to fresh new ground now. So Waterfall Gully's all done. Cheers for coming along for the ride, everyone. And we'll hit another gully soon. See yous.